Hi there. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about the reasons that you might want to use Relief Maker alongside your Carveco products to create absolutely astounding works of art that are fully customizable. Never before has this workflow existed, and this truly is a novel way to really up your game. So let's pretend that we're making a project that it's going to involve a dinosaur. Maybe it's for a dinosaur sign, or it's for a kid's bedroom, whatever. And we want to incorporate a dinosaur into the sign. So your workflow today would be to go on Google or go on a relief repository somewhere, type in dinosaur, and hope that you get the right dinosaur available, number one. Then you'd have to hope that it's in the right style that you're looking for with the right amount of detail. And you'd have to hope that it's at the right angle. All of those problems are solved with Relief Maker. So for the first time, you can go and find any 3D model online. You're not restricted to searching for existing reliefs because you're going to make your own. And this opens up an enormous creative world of all of the models that have ever been put online for artistic purposes, for movie creation, for 3D printing purposes. Anything that is online, basically, you can probably use inside of Relief Maker if it's in the right format of OBJ or STL. So we went onto a model repository and found this amazing Triceratops model. And that's thing number one. You can pick any model that you want to make it exactly how you want it. Now, the second major benefit to Relief Maker is that you can make the relief from any angle. If you want it from the side, if you want it from the front, or something like this, doesn't really matter. And you know that if you've looked for reliefs online before, you're stuck with what you get. So you might go onto a relief repository website and type in Triceratops, and there may be no results. So you say, okay, well, I wanted a Triceratops, but I guess I'll have to settle for a dinosaur. So maybe type in dinosaur and you see a serviceable model, but it's from only the side. And you were really looking for something like this. Well, you're out of luck until Relief Maker. So the second benefit is that you can choose the angle, and that has more benefits than may be obvious, because you may want to use this model over and over in different projects. And so maybe for one project, this is the right angle. Maybe for others, it's this. And in traditional relief world, you'd have to buy all new reliefs at different angles. Right? So you can actually save a lot of money by finding one great source model and reusing it at different angles as you need. In any case, let's get into making a relief. We've imported the model. We think this is a cool angle, and let's just press generate relief. And just that fast, we've made a relief. It takes just a few seconds. And at this point, let's export it. And we're going to name it Dino. And we can export it as an STL or an OBJ if you want to import 3D models elsewhere. But we're going to choose 16-bit height map. And let's go ahead and press save. So at this point, we're done inside Relief Maker. All we had to do was open the model, orient it, press generate, and then save it. Now we're going to jump into Carveco and show how to actually use this thing. So let's make a new model. We're going to set the resolution to as high as our computer can afford. For most modern PCs, the max should be fine. And set whatever dimensions that you want for the project. Now keep in mind that you could also incorporate this workflow into existing projects. You don't have to make a new one. But here we are on the 3D view. And the first thing we might want to do is just give this a little bit of depth so we have something to work with. Let's go to Toolpath, Material Setup, and maybe we'll just give it a 1/4 inch and press OK. So at this point, we are ready to bring in the relief. Go to the relief section, import, and had you exported a 3D model from Relief Maker, you could choose import 3D model from here. But we're going to import it, and we're going to choose the picture that we outputted, and we're going to press open. Now, you're not going to see anything, and for whatever reason, when Carveco Maker brings in images, sometimes they can be not only way too big, but also positioned off in space. So the first thing you might want to do is, we know that this is 8 inches high. So let's set the height of this image to be 8 and press apply. And so now it's at least the right size. And now let's put it near the origin so we can actually see it. We'll press apply again, and there we go. So from here, now that we can see it, go to the 3D view, and we can manipulate this. We can rotate it, scale, and zoom it to be in the right place. So maybe we do something like that. We're going to have some text over here, so we need to move it over. And when we go from the side, we can kind of get a sense of the depth that we're getting out of it. And you can grab this red arrow and increase or decrease the depth based on the stock that you have. So you can see the extraordinary amount of detail that we're getting from this relief and how absolutely lifelike it is. So just a super easy way to add incredible artistic flair to your projects that are fully customizable. From here, we'll scroll down and we can choose how we want to add this. So we could subtract it to create a recessed relief, but we're going to leave it as the default and we're going to press paste. And it's that simple. We've just added this into our project. Now let's pretend that we've shown this perhaps before we mill it to the business that we're going to make this for. You'd probably add other details like the business name and maybe their hours of operation, whatever. And they say, this is very cool. I love the model, but I want it to be looking at it from the side. That was my artistic vision. You say, okay, no problem at all. We're going to jump back into Relief Maker. We're just going to rotate this. And we're going to press Generate Relief. We're going to re-export the relief. We'll overwrite Dino. And now we'll jump back into Carveco. So we've just undone a few things, and we're going to do it again. Relief, import. We'll choose the new one. Set its height to be roughly the size that we want. Apply. Set the origin position to roughly 0, 0. Apply. And now let's go back to the 3D view where we can kind of get a good sense of how big this is going to be. And maybe adjust the thickness a little bit. And you can see how fast this is, right? I mean, this is all real time. So to summarize, there's been no better way in the history of computing for this workflow to exist. Incredible artistic freedom, choose any model you want, choose any angle you want, and for the first time be able to offer your clients really customized, truly premium products that you can charge more for. We think that you're going to love using Relief Maker alongside Carveco, and we cannot wait to see what you come up with.